Am I on focus here? Alright, there we go. Ladies and lads, winter's over, and I promised I was going to tell you a story about what happened during my first true winter with this car. In the previous years, well, this is my second one, but I bought this car about a year ago, and it was during winter. And I didn't really do anything winter-esque, let's say. During it, I was driving, of course, but nothing crazy. I didn't really experience what it is to truly be in a winter season with a car. And this year was the year where I did that. And as you can tell by the title of the video, well, indeed, yes, it's true. I almost destroyed this car twice. Not my proudest moments, but yeah, I have to tell you how it went. First incident. This was when I recorded the first video where it actually snowed and where I went to try to slide in different parking lots. That's when one of my friends showed me heat spots which were not that far away from his home. And well, it didn't really work out too well for me because the snow was like really high. And as you saw in the video, I tried to slide here and there, but wasn't very successful. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to a spot that I'm somewhat familiar with, that I think will be good, and that is not too far from home. That was the second spot. Between the first spot and the second spot, the drive was around 20 minutes. And this is where things get, messy. In my brilliant head, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go from the first spot to the second spot without traction control. So I'm gonna leave it off. And of course I had it off to be able to slide. So I'm gonna leave it off, I'm gonna drive from this point to that point. 20 minutes, it'll be fine. Stupid me thinking that my first time actually sliding the car in the parking lot, I felt like a hero. I was like, nah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. I have control. I've played a lot of video games. I can take this on, The first half of the drive was fantastic. I didn't really do anything crazy. And then the second half, it was a portion of the drive that I knew extremely well. So here I am, getting on the ramp, very slowly as you can see, and there was no one, no soul to be seen, all the way in front of me, all the way behind me, absolutely no one. The road was mine and mine alone. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna step slowly on the gas and speed up a bit and see how this four-wheel drive WRX handles in this, snowstorm. And that was my biggest mistake. One was thinking that I was too good to be able to control the car. Two was driving without traction control on. Three, I wasn't experienced with snowstorm. I didn't know this. Well, I was about to. Because as I was slowly but surely speeding up, this happened. I kid you not, I can recall every single feeling in that moment, every second. It was scary. The left side of the car was in not so much snow, and it was where other cars drove before, so it was kind of okay. But the right side of the car started from that same state and then went for the snow that was slightly harder, and that's where the traction did this thing. As the car is just going right, slowly right, I'm like, uh-oh. And then it went a little bit more. I was like, man, this is it. At that moment, I remember, at that moment, the first thought that came to my mind was a picture. I was imagining my family hearing about me totaling my car and then being completely disappointed. That was the first thought. The second thought was, you are so stupid. That was me talking to myself. I was like, you are so stupid. And with that, the feeling of disappointment on myself. So I was like, that's it. I cannot do anything but watch. So as the car went right, I completely turned the wheel to the left. And I don't remember if I actually braked or not. I actually don't remember. I could have checked the rearview camera to see if the brake light turned on, but I didn't. So, and the footage is already deleted, so I don't know. But all I remember is I locked the wheel on the left, all the way to the left, and then just, I was like, whatever happens. And thankfully, I did not hit anything. I am not doing that again. Oh, I am not. I learned my lesson. I definitely learned my lesson. What else about that? I wasn't going slow, but I was at the same time not going super fast. If there were cars around, I wouldn't have done it. I only did it because there was no one around. I guess that's a good thing, that I was at least aware of that. So yeah, that was truly my first experience with something scary. That's where I learned I was like, I am nothing. I am no pro. I'm not gonna try this again. It is a good experience at the end of the day. Of course, it was stupid from me from doing it, but at least if some of you guys can learn from it, I guess it's a good thing. Yeah, that happened, and then I went on to make the video. It went well, and yeah, that was the first incident, which was the scariest one. The second incident is a classic. You think you're pro and you try sliding in the street and you hit the curb, and that is exactly what happened. Instead of me telling you how it went, it's best I show you, or at least not recreate, but show you practically how it went. Alright, so I think this is actually a perfect representation. Imagine I was coming that way. There was a stop sign right here, so I stop. But then I turn right. And when I turn right, the street becomes slightly slimmer. The street that I was coming down like this was a bit bigger than this. So I stopped here, and usually when I was doing that at night, I'll stop, go on first, and then rev it up, then slide, no problem. But I don't know why that day I decided to come at the stop, leave it in second, and then rev it up to have a bigger slide. I don't know why I decided to do that, because on this side there was a car here, so I was aiming to go on the far left, and because I was in second gear, I needed a lot more rev than what that would have been in first gear. So I did that, started in second, slide it, and then as I was coming this, I was like, uh-oh, it's too big. And I don't know why I did not brake. I was like, whatever happened, happened. So I slid and then hit. It was pretty much exactly like this. And then hit the part like this. Boom. It was a pretty decent hit. And the result of that, people, well, I'll show you. The left rim, that's the damage. That's it. I don't know how it didn't damage the bumper, it didn't damage anything else but the rim. I'm so grateful. So far I didn't notice anything that changed as far as the drivability, so the steering, pretty much the same, but man, it was a big hit. It was a big hit. So thank God nothing else was damaged, I think. Nothing else. Yep, that was it. That was the only thing that happened. And as you can guess, that was a Oh my god, that was a good lesson for me. So yeah, that's it. That's the story of me almost completely totaling my car twice. Maybe one time and a half. Second time I don't think it was going to be total, maybe only the suspension, but yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, spring is here, nice weather, nice cars about to come out, which means more videos for you, because in the past few months, as you saw, there was nothing coming from me. That's simply because, well, I had nothing to film. Climate change is a thing, and something I definitely noticed is that between the first winter with this car, when I bought it, and this one, there was less snow in general. I already mentioned this before, but definitely you can notice it. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go back home, and for you guys that watch until here, I have a surprise, because at least for now, in the next video we are going to go and do a big install on this car. Big one. So like, let's go home. Please excuse the mess. But people, in the next video we are installing this.